For member statements today, we will hear for the members from the districts of St. John's East-Quidi, Vidi, Harbour Grace, Port-de-Grave, Fortune Bay, Cape Hune, Harbour Main, and Cape St. Francis. The Honourable, the member for St. John's East-Quidi, Vidi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am more than pleased to recognize a major achievement of author, former journalist, and Labradorian Anne Budgell, the publication of We All Expected to Die, her documentary of the Spanish influenza in Labrador 1918 to 1919. On the 100th anniversary of this disaster, Anne Budgell puts the spotlight on the almost total wipeout of the Inuit villages of Okak and Hebron, where the mortality rate was 71%. Publisher Iser Books describes Budgell's book as powerful and uncompromising in its depiction of the deadly havoc of the pandemic in these isolated settlements. She uses diaries, journals, newspaper reports, official documents, and the recollections of survivors to tell the story of the flu's horrific impact in Labrador and how authorities at the time did not provide assistance. The importance of Anne Budgell's work is being recognized by her presence at the Canadian Immunization Conference, where she is today signing books. I ask the honourable members of this House to join with me in thanking Anne Budgell for her amazing piece of work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Harbour Grace, Port-de-Grave.
Hear, 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 hear.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise to pay tribute to a very special former school teacher, principal, and former mayor of Bay Roberts, Mr. Wilbur Sparks, who passed away on November 25th at age 90. Mr. Sparks was the longest-serving mayor in the town's history, elected in 1981 and remaining in the position for 24 years. He was born in Massachusetts in 1928 and moved to Bay Roberts with his family when he was 4. He studied education at Memorial University and taught for almost 40 years, 33 of which he spent teaching at Amalgamated Academy in the community, where he was also principal. Mr. Sparks was also known and admired for his ability to play sports such as hockey and baseball. He was especially known for his times as a pitcher with the Guards in St. John's senior baseball in the 50s. He kept in shape, Mr. Speaker, by playing rec hockey well into his 70s. Wilbur Sparks was inducted into the St. John's Baseball Hall of Fame and was also inducted to the Bay Roberts Sports Hall of Fame. His legacy lives on through the Wilbur Sparks Recreation Complex in the town, which was named in his honor when he retired from municipal politics. Mr. Speaker, I ask that all honourable members send sincere condolences to the Sparks family. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for the District of Fortune Bay, Cape Hune.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House to extend congratulations to Miss Lauren Carter of Harbour Breton for her recent accomplishment as winner of the Anaconda Mining Volunteer Activity Award and Winging It George Street Community Pride Award, presented at the Miss Achievement Newfoundland and Labrador Scholarship Awards Gala in November. This industrious young lady, through her elementary and high school years, was a peer tutor, canteen worker, Sunday school teacher, fun skate coach, play for fun coach, community youth network board member, and the list goes on. She also had time to play volleyball, softball, ball hockey, minor hockey, and more. She served as vice president of the student council at both St. Joseph's Elementary and King Academy High School. She has always shone in local Speak Out events and was the first place senior division winner at the Lions annual Speak Out in 2018, as well as a guest speaker at the Aquaculture Summit in 2017. From winner of the Mayor's Award for Highest Academic Achievement to Memorial University's Horizon Scholarship and MedQuest participant, Lauren demonstrates an incredible work ethic, and we are confident that this very well-rounded young woman will continue to be a strong leader of today's youth. Lauren, now in her first year at MUN, is also currently on the Premier's Youth Council, which provides advice to youth to government from a youth perspective. I ask all members to join me in congratulating and thanking Lauren for her tremendous community spirit and being an outstanding role model to young women all across our province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for the District of Harbour Main.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in this honourable House today to recognise the girls' rugby team from Rancolly Central High in Avondale. The team was formed in 2011 by Harbour Main resident and teacher, Noel Strapp. From the beginning, this team had to overcome being inexperienced and playing against larger schools with established programs. However, the team had a lot of energy and enthusiasm made learning how to play and compete so much easier. Within 2 years, Rancolly has made it to their first provincial championship, but fell just short of one first title. Since then, Rancolly has won 4 of the last 5 provincial championships and made female rugby a mainstay in the school's program. Rancolly recently played in its 6th straight provincial championship game with a team largely composed of inexperienced players and defeated Prince of Wales Collegiate by a score of 34-5. Nationally and globally, women's rugby is one of the fastest growing sports in the world. With the skills, talent, enthusiasm created from these girls, the sports will continue to grow and there will be success for years to come. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for the district of Cape St. Francis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to congratulate Lynette Cantwell from Torbay for receiving the Canadian Red Cross 2018 Young Humanitarian Award. Mr. Speaker, Lynelle is 20 years old and she is already a powerful anti-bullying advocate and motivation speaker. Lynelle made international headlines 7 years ago when she was a target of cyberbullying and chose to respond to her bullies with compassion. Since then, Lynelle has spoken to tens of thousands of youth across the country about bullying and body shaming, and was recently featured in a Rising Above, a story of courage and hope. Lynelle has also been a youth advocate for the Canadian Red Cross annual Pink Day, and she is a youth ambassador for TELUS partnership of We Day. Mr. Speaker, Lynelle has stand against bullying and has inspired people around the country and around the world. She is an example to us all. I congratulate Lynelle on being chosen the 2018 Red Cross Young Humanitarian. And I ask all honourable members to join with me in wishing Lynelle success as she continues to combat bullying with a positive voice for others who encounter the same challenges. Thank you.